So this is the battle of the 10.3 grainers in JSB and air arms. First up, I'm going to shoot them at 30 meters, and then lo and behold, I got out to the 50 meter range with almost no wind. So hang on to this will be 30 and 50 meters. Right, time for the air arms, 10.3 grain. Last one with the HW1, the JSB 10.34 grain. Pretty impressive, I would say. I was extremely impressed by the heavies of both the air arms and the JSB, with some immaculate groupings there. Extremely difficult to choose between the two. Hopefully I'll get a better indication when I go out to the 50 meter marker. But that is pretty impressive. Don't you agree? Sorry for the noise in the background. Next up, the air arms 10.34. Oh, that's not bad, except that I reversed the two targets there in front, so wrong target on the wrong shooter, or wrong shooter, wrong target, however you want to. I'll correct it in post editing as much as I can. But time to go and measure up those 10 grainers and see what the results are. Oh me, oh my. The HW2 for the first time outshot the HW1, and that in 10.3 grains. I couldn't believe the tightness of those JSBs and even the air arms. That is what I like. Maybe I need to switch pellets, or at least switch weights for the HW2. Right, last batch for the day, and we're going to shoot the air arms in 10.34 grain. Let's get my scope back. Air arms 10.34 grain. Sorry guys, a fly just sat on the target. I couldn't resist. I hit it spot on. You just saw fly spatter. Alright, let's get the final 7 shots. Let me just get my breath back. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, so that wasn't my best shooting, not at all. I'm still too full of giggles about that fly. Bye bye Louis the Fly. Alright, time for the final measurements, the wrap up and then the conclusion. Thanks for watching so far, watch for the end. Okay, so that wasn't the fairest comparison on the earth. I had such a giggle fit on me that I just could not concentrate going further. But if I look at the results, not too shabby, except for the idiot behind the gun. I laughed way too much. The air arms were marginally better, but it's still too soon to tell. Let's take these guys out to the 50 meter marker. G'day folks, I am back, and today, guess what? It's cloudy, but there's no wind. I can finally do the 50 meter testing, and I've got the sub 12 foot pounders today, and I'm gonna do some testing with the H&Ns first and foremost. Alright, so that's my target down the valley there. Should you guys an indication, it is almost like Shrek in a land far away. My setup for today is going to be quite simple. I've got first up the HW1. This is the trusty old workhorse of mine. I've got a nice tripod here in front, and this is probably the only time I can actually sit in front of the setup. We'll give you guys some of the detail what's going to happen today. Alright, so without further ado, let's do some more chatting, telling you guys or explaining to you guys exactly what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna be shooting.
Houston, we have a problem. Alright, today was a comical error, first time ever newbie shoot for me. So as you can see out of those results, I ran out of air. Forgot to fill up the air arms, but need to worry, I had some spare air and I reloaded and regassed. Let's try again.
Right, so let's move on to the heavies, the 10.3 grainers. And I'm going to shoot in reverse order. I'm going to shoot the air arms first, then the HW2, then the HW1. Ten shots with the JSBs. Looks like everything is packing up today. Battery, camera, me. Oh man, that was just horrible. It's not my day, but in any case, let's measure up, give you guys the results.
Okay, I might have been a little bit harsh on myself. After watching the video a couple of times and actually counting the shots, the air arms on the top right, there's 8 shots in that 16mm grouping, not 6. There's 8 shots through that 60mm grouping, which is actually brilliant. Alright, on the JSB side, 7 shots in 21mm. I can live with that. I can really live with that, especially with the breeze just slightly buggering me around. But that I'll take any day. But wow, the air arms, 8 shots, 16mm, really? Wow. Alright, let's have a look at the HW2.
HW2, air arms, 10.3 grain.
Okay, so the best grouping I could get with a slower gun was 20mm, 7 shots. Nothing to sneeze about, but also nothing to write home about either. The rest of the groupings, all over an inch. I don't know if it's just the speed of the gun. I'll have to go and look at the gun again and maybe up the speed a little bit and see if it doesn't want to group better. At this stage, there's nothing to brag about, so let's hope that the HW1 can perform a little bit better.
Samurai sword on my back. You don't know how to act. Baby, you should relax.
And that concludes the business for today. Final measurement, and then it's results time.
So the competition just got a heck of a lot tighter, with the HW1 shooting an amazing 14.5mm grouping with the air arms, and then a 21mm grouping with the JSB, followed by a spectacular 14mm grouping. The 2 shots to the right, that was just the wind pushing me a little bit. So if I can quickly conclude, the best grouping of the day belonged to the HW1 with the air arms 10.3 grainers, followed by the air arms HFT 500 with the air arms a 16mm 8 shot group, and then finally the HW2 with a 20mm grouping also in the air arms. So final conclusion, the air arms won the day. It's as simple as that. 3 out of 3. Maybe I need to switch brands, not brandy, just brands. Thanks guys for watching. Like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.
That's all, folks.